So I'm standing in front of a bunch of the daylilies, which will be blooming sometime in the next few weeks, in addition to a couple of uh, irises. Senior moment, man. Senior moment. Anyway, but there's something else that needs some addressing. Back here by this tree, there is a yucca plant. And that yucca plant has been there since before we moved into this house, which is 35 years ago. So it's an old yucca plant. But when I went out today to look at it, I was a little disturbed by what I saw. The plant is just not looking good. So I used my Picture This app, which I highly recommend. And what it told me is that the plant, well, it's not looking healthy, that it might have some kind of a disease, some kind of pathogen associated with it. So, what they say is that the solution is to, in a spray bottle, mix some baking soda with some water and, well, just try to get it on the plant and some of the infected areas. So, we'll see if that makes a difference. You know, this area in general is pretty crowded. With There's a lot of stuff. Some of it is weeds, some of it is some annuals, or not annuals, some perennials. So it's not a surprise that there could be something here that gets missed. So this is supposed to be done once every 7 days. So we'll see if it helps. So as I'm doing my rounds throughout the yard, I also discovered that there's a hosta over here that I think has the same problem as the yucca. So we're going to have to treat that one also. So you see, these leaves are not looking right. I don't know where this came from or why it's here. Hopefully, I didn't bring it in by something I bought, but you know, these things happen sometimes. So let's hope that this solution will help the problem. Otherwise, the Japanese maple seems to be doing well, seems to be quite healthy, and is doing okay in this area since I planted it last week. And I'm really loving how the ground cover is also beginning to spread throughout this area. And that's part of my goal, is to really kind of develop this particular area out. I may get a few more things for it though. The plants in the Zen garden are generally looking okay, with the exception of this one here. So we've got a fern, ostrich fern, that I bought a few weeks back that, well, appears to not be doing real well. Now, one of the solutions that's been given is that you stop watering it and you put an aspirin with water in the soil, but it may be beyond that because well, it has been raining a lot, so it got more water than maybe it really needed to, but got to deal with it. Yeah, a lot of these little branches here don't look real good, so I don't know if the plant overall can be saved, but I'm going to just cut off the dead ones and maybe put the aspirin in that they suggest, but I don't know. This isn't looking real good. See that? See these down here, they need to go over on this side. These are dead. Wow. Actually, these things just kind of come out. I don't know if I really need to cut them. But, you know, you just don't know. Sometimes these things happen. It's not the end of the world. all trial and error with plants. And yeah, I don't think this particular section here looks too good, nor does this look good. So it's kind of turned into like not much. But it doesn't really help if it's dead. So there, I don't think that it doesn't look as nice as it did once. Look at the, this is how it's supposed to look. See, this is how it's supposed to look. And I think it looked like that at first. And I have other ferns that look great, but I don't know. This one, something went wrong. Oh well. Now I'll see if I can find an aspirin for it. And for the first time in a long time, a coyote ran through Palangeau Park. And then, of course, there's the chipmunks, which are always around. So one of the things that I want to do today is I want to cut back some of the excess growth on these trees. Not all of them, just like the buckthorn. You know, we've got this sort of excess growth, like on this part here. You know, there's a lot of this buckthorn back here is really something to have to deal with. And you know, I want this to have a much more open feel. So I've got my trusty Ryobi trimmer here. This one I think usually works pretty well. So we'll see how it goes with the battery. But yeah. Now, one of the interesting things about the Palangeau Park is that, you know, years and years ago, this was an orchard. And, you know, this was like a field. I mean, all kinds of things going on here. But there's a telephone pole here, an old telephone pole, which is not like hooked to anything anymore, but it's been sitting here, well, forever. I mean, it's never been used in the time that we've been here. Most of our, you know, lines and such are buried underground, but anyway, it's kind of an interesting feature to back here. I also got this great little love sign, which I believe was given to me by my good friends, Kathy and Kevin Cusack, back in the day. So we've uncovered that today too. So see what else I can do here. Now, one of the things that's great about doing this is that it gives me more room, and it makes me realize, hey, there's some areas over here that I can add. I can add to my hosta row. I can add other types of plants, but that's all the excess stuff that really needed to be gone. Interestingly, there's some holes in this tree, which is an old buckthorn that'll probably have to go at some point. There's been a lot of activity over here at these bird feeders, mostly the orioles. sits and watches to see who's coming by, to see who he wants to scare away from the jelly. So I've talked about how some of these birds are a little psycho, and well, this is one of them. He keeps flying towards the window. He may just be seeing his reflection, but I don't know. I think he needs something. That one plant needed an aspirin. Maybe this guy needs, I don't know, a Xanax or something, because something's not quite right in his world. The hummingbird has not been coming around. I mean, he comes around, he's sort of looking at and checking out the water, the sugar water I have in there, but doesn't seem to like it. So I'm changing it out today. I made a fresh batch this morning. So we're gonna give it some refreshment. Do a little check-in with Frank.
Okay, so I'm filling up my planters where I'm going to have 4 tomato plants with organic raised bed garden soil. And we learned from the Zach Galifianakis TV show.
Oh yeah.
That for tomatoes, the soil has to be very loose so they can, I don't know, spread their roots or something. So I'm going to fill up 4 of these, and then at a later date, maybe tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to plant 4 tomato plants in there. And then I have to clear out these beds. That one got full of flagstone. Got these beds. I'm going to put 2 in here and 2 in there. I had 4 last time, but it was too crowded. So here I am.
Nice.
Getting the dirt. I wanted to do one of these just to see how many more of these I need to buy for the 4 before I went to the store. Keeping it nice and loose. And then I've got eggshells and banana peels to put in there.
Oh, okay. That's for the fertilizer.
It's supposed to be good fertilizer for it, so by the end of this series, you'll see whether or not we get any decent tomatoes or not.
Yeah. Cool.
So there you go.
Here we have the first iris in bloom. Let's take a look at some of the columbine here in the front of the house. Pretty.